up, Fish Fam? Welcome back to another video. We are very obviously outside, which can only mean one thing. We are setting up our summer tubs the right way this time. And now, by the right way, I mean with some actual pond plants over here. If you guys saw the videos from last year, I set up these two tubs that I have over here. These guys, which were just some planters from Home Depot. I believe they were roughly 15 gallons. But I legit just set them up with some sand, a few floating plants. I think it was some water hyacinth, some water lettuce and stuff like that, and hornwort and some moss inside. Now, is that a correct way to set up a pond? Kind of, yes, sort of, but it's not as pretty as I wanted it to be. So this year, I did go ahead and get myself a 40-gallon Tough Stuff livestock tank. That's what it is. I got this from Tractor Supply, and this is what we are going to be using for the new tub this year. I'm only setting up one, and I'm going to be putting my CPDs in here again in hopes that they actually will spawn this time and I get a nice yield of fry. Now, plant-wise, going into that summer tub, you can see here I've got myself a nice little selection of plants. I believe this is a canna lily, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. I'm bad with these. Again, first time with summer tubs. It's very windy out here, if you couldn't tell. This here is mini something. I forget exactly what it's called. I think that's the stuff that has like the little like corn dog looking things at the top, if I'm not mistaken. I know this stuff is Creeping Jenny. And then here I actually got myself a lily. This is, I don't know if it's a tropical lily. I could be very mistaken, but it's a lily of some sorts. I got all of these plants from a buddy of mine, Rich, in one of the clubs that I'm in, the Danbury Area Aquarium Society. I bought these from him, and I just told him to get me a lily that has pink flowers. So I know this is a lily with pink flowers. That's all I know. I don't know the name of it. So we're gonna go ahead and get this tub right back there set up nicely. First things first, though, we do have to wash this tub out, because if you can tell, it's kind of dirty. So I have here, I'm just gonna take some paper towel with some water, wipe it down, rinse it out, give it a nice wipe and all that good stuff, and then start getting things ready in here. For me adding water, I just have my Python here that is attached to my bathroom, my upstairs bathroom here. It is a very long hose. I think this is like the 100-foot one, so got the hose going all the way over here. I'm gonna fill it up just a tiny bit, maybe like this much with water, just so I can, again, wet this paper towel, give the entire thing a wipe down real good clean, and then rinse it off with even more water. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the water off and get to cleaning this tub out. Okay, as you saw from that quick little time lapse there, the tub is now cleaned out. I just, again, quick wipe with some paper towel. Next step, I do want to reuse the sand that I did last year in these tubs. So what I have here is a little sand sifter. What I'm going to do is I'm just legit going to sift the sand through this, catch out whatever particulate is in this sand, because there's a lot of leaves and stuff in here. So we're legit just going to go ahead, run this through the little sifter like this. I'm gonna shake the sifter and the tub at the same time, and then whatever bigger stuff, we're just gonna right over the edge of the balcony here. And I'm gonna continue to do that with the sand in both tubs and get the bottom of this full of sand. I'll be right back. And finally, the sand is sifted out. I did get a little bit of leaf matter and stuff in there, but I'm sure that'll float up once I add water. Now, the next step is going to be for me to add the plants in. But before I do that, I want to get some pieces of PVC cut at a specific height. That way the planters sit a little bit higher up, because I don't want these fully submerged. I want the water line to be roughly right at basically where this rock level is and stuff here in all of the planters, or all the planters. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have PVC in my basement. I'm gonna grab that PVC, bring it up here, and see what height I need to cut it at to get these guys, again, right at not the top of this, but maybe like 2 inches below the lip of the tub. Okay, so I was wrong. I don't have enough PVC to be able to do what I wanted to, which was basically create some risers for the planters. But I did find the next best thing. I had a bunch of empty plant pots in my garage from some old plants that have died. And I'm going to use these. These should work, honestly, perfect. I put them upside down. They have the holes at the bottom so water can flow through them and everything like that. So we're going to go ahead, toss these into the tub, and see how high these planters now sit in this 40-gallon tub. Okay, so as you saw there, that idea worked perfectly, and I actually completely forgot. The lily doesn't need to be above the water. It can go all the way at the bottom, so I didn't even need that the fourth planter. I only put one for each of these guys, which, again, the roots will stay underwater. Now, next step is going to be for me to cut these planters kind of right at this lip here, right where their substrate starts. That way, again, water can go ahead and get in throughout. It's not kind of just sitting there. That is what my buddy Rick told me to do, Rich. So I'm going to go ahead and do it because he's been setting up ponds and, tubs and stuff like that for a lot longer than I have. I just asked some advice from him. That's what he told me to do. So these 3 guys, again, are getting the lips of the planters cut right at the rock base, and the lily is going to stay in its planter. We are finally getting blessed with a little bit of sunlight over here, which is great because it is kind of cold, but went ahead, trimmed all the tops of the planters so that the rocks are the only thing kind of exposed on all 3 of these. I do want to go ahead and cut these 2 leaves on. I'm pretty sure this is a canna lily. I don't remember. But I'm going to cut these 2 leaves here just because they are droopy and I don't want the plant to focus on sending energy to those leaves. I want new growth. So that's going to get snipped. Next thing that's going to get snipped is this lily leaf because it's not looking too hot. So snip that one there. Everybody else looks pretty good. So the next step is to fill this tub up with water and get things going in here. I will probably use the water that was in the buckets and stuff that I had them in just because it has some nutrients in there, and then just top it off with water from my python that you guys saw that I used to rinse this out. So I'm going to go ahead and dump the water in here, get these guys back to being submerged because they've been out of the water for a little bit of time, and then go ahead and show you the tub once it's all filled up. Okay guys, so I'm recording this really quick. The pond is still filling up. Only reason I'm recording this quick is because it is starting to drizzle. I don't want to keep my camera out here, but essentially this is what the pond looks like right now. It is not done yet. I will be putting some floating plants in here. I want to get some water hyacinth and water lettuce. The water hyacinth specifically because I like the purple flowers, and the water lettuce just because it has a lot of roots. So does the hyacinth, but as you can see, the lily here, I did spread out the leaves a little bit. It doesn't have a lot of leaves just yet, but I do see right there that is looks like a flower bud. So hopefully it's going to flower soon. I'm going to continue filling this up till the water is slightly up above the water line or the gravel line of the 2 background plants there, maybe even the creeping Jenny. But as you can tell by the water, it's raining, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so the rain or the drizzling did stop. I want to show you the tub now because it is full, and I really like the way this looks so far. I'm excited to get some more plants and stuff in there, but let me just turn this around real quick. And do not mind the glare, but again, this is the tub as it sits right now. I've got my lily right here, creeping Jenny over there, I think a canna lily or some type of other lily here, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of this plant, but it's going to be a cool plant. And again, this is not done. I do plan on putting some water hyacinth and water lettuce in here, maybe some plants inside, like some moss and stuff inside. I will more than likely move the moss that's in my 20-gallon downstairs where the CPDs are now. That way they have some cover underneath. But again, I'm super happy with the way this looks. Let me just flip this lily leaf over. There we go. Really excited to get, the lilies covering the top and the water hyacinth throughout and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. I also will be putting a cover over this. I'm going to get some some screen mesh type of stuff or whatever to put on top of this. I'm going to make a kind of lid. That way dragonflies cannot come in here and lay their eggs. That way I don't have dragonfly nymphs in here eating all of my fish and all of my baby fish and all that stuff. But it will still be big enough to allow mosquitoes to come in and lay their eggs, because I do want the mosquito larvae in here, because that is free fish food. That's what's going to feed all of the fish in here. Some of these leaves are still all over the place, but yeah, guys, really happy with the way my first official real summer tub is looking so far, with actual tubbing plants as opposed to just some moss and hornwort. Excited to see how these guys are going to grow, especially in the upcoming days when, you know, the sun's going to be coming out. It's, again, today is on the chillier side. It's about 60 degrees today. It's actually, what's today? May, the end of May, something like that. May 29th, May 30th, I think, something like that. I think it's May 30th. So you guys will be seeing this video actually tomorrow, which is Sunday, May, whatever the day is. I'll put that up here. So again, at the time you guys see this, the pond isn't done just yet, but I don't want to throw fish in here again. I don't have the cover. I don't have the cover inside of the, you know, the moss and stuff in the tub. And I just want to let this kind of season and cycle a little bit. I did go ahead and throw prime in here just to dechlorinate the water, but wasn't 100% necessary, because again, I am going to let this kind of gas off over the next couple of days before I add the fish and the rest of the moss and stuff and everything in here. The cover I will be getting from my parents' house. Actually, they have some of that screen mesh stuff, so I will be using that. But again, super happy with the way this pond has so far turned out, and I'm excited as hell to see how this thing is going to go and grow throughout the summer season. And that is it for today's video, guys. I know it was kind of short and a little anticlimactic because I didn't add the fish into here, but again, like I mentioned before, I want to let this cycle through, get my cover and all that good stuff, and then I'll go ahead and toss the fish in here. It won't be another video on that. I'll just show you guys maybe in like a fish room update or something like that how the tub is actually doing. But again, very excited on how this is looking so far, and I'm even more excited to watch all these plants just develop and grow. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I have a much better summer tubbing season this year than I did last year, because again, as you guys remember, one of my tubs that had the cherry barbs, all of them are gone, and the other tub that had the CPDs in it, I got no babies. Granted, the adults did look incredible, but I had no babies, so that's defeats the purpose of summer tubbing. Hopefully, again, with this proper setup and some actual tub plants and stuff like that, I can get these guys going. It's just starting to get warm here in New York. We had a little hot snap last week, and it got to like in the 80s and 90s, but now today and the rest of the week, today's down to 60, and then we're looking at like 70s, so I feel like it's the perfect time to set these guys up. Hopefully, it doesn't get too cold overnight. I don't think it will. I think it's getting into like 50s and stuff like that, but these guys should be able to handle that, especially since it is going to get warmer throughout the day. So again, if you liked today's video, smash that like button, comment down below, let me know what you think of my tub, let me know what you think I should put in here besides maybe CPDs. If you guys have any other suggestions, I know there's white cloud mountain minnows and Medaka rice fish and stuff like that. So I'm open to suggestions. So again, just comment down below, let me know what I should keep in here, what other plants maybe also I can put in here. If you guys have any other suggestions on relatively easier plants that I can put. Again, I know the hyacinth and the hornwort, whoa, it's windy as hell. Those are very good options, so I'm going to be looking forward to getting those, hopefully at some club meetings or something like that. Again, the hyacinth and water lettuce in here. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, because we've got a lot of more projects like this coming up very soon.